Welcome back, everyone, to Every Week We Follow. Today, we are going to be talking about the highs and lows of the 24-25 season in the Premier League for Aston Villa. Obviously, the season is now over. We know that we have got Europa League for next season, finishing 6th in the end by a point. Was it a point? No, goal difference.
I didn't look below us, mate.
It was goal difference. It was goal difference because we only needed a draw. But yes, we are just going to go over our highs and lows for the season. Gary, how you feeling, mate? How you doing? You're on holiday. What's the crack?
I'm on holiday, mate. I've got this lovely attire on, which was donated to me by Callum Chambers a couple of years ago. He gave it to my daughter, but she just doesn't like it anymore because it lost his smell. I don't think she's washed it in 2 years, but there you go. You won't find these in the shops, people, but it's a lovely colour. It brings out my eyes, apparently, so my wife tells me. And I thought we could have a new opening to the show, maybe with like an EA Sport kind of thing. Get the guy from there so we can have it. EWWF. It's in the game. Do you know what I mean? That'd be like at the start, maybe at the end.
What's just happening?
What do you reckon?
Let us know in the comments what you think about that. I'm going to say probably no.
No. Does anyone know the EA guy?
Yeah. I do actually. I actually have a couple of mates that work at EA.
Yeah. Come on.
Yeah, well, Ryan and Lee, they worked at Codemasters, which got bought by EA, so now they technically work at EA. Yeah,
mate, you're only telling me this now live on air. I just did that before we went on thing. You could have said, "Oh, let's get him on."
What you think I'm going to get them on? What? No, that makes no sense at all. Anyway, I mean, just because they work at EA doesn't mean that they're all qualified to go EA Sports in the game. Like, not all of them can do it.
I'm not like that, no.
No. Anyway, this is chaos. This is chaos already.
Yeah.
So, as always, everyone, if you are new to the channel, do subscribe. We do match previews, post-match analysis as well. And we try and do stuff around like transfers and any Villa news as well throughout the week. Around 2 videos a week, generally, unless things get a bit chaotic and there's loads of midweek fixtures, then it becomes absolute insanity. But yeah, mate, so if you want to subscribe...
Mate, look at this, right? Look at my head. Right, watch this. Does this look like I'm wearing a hat?
Little fez? Fez? Is it called a fez?
Yeah.
That's amazing. We can't. Yeah, you're gonna do this throughout the pod now, aren't you? You're just gonna be sitting there going, like trying to match that up. Anyway, yeah. Without that, it looks like you're some kind of like deity who's coming like back on. Like either that or you've got a really big idea. Anyway,
yes,
as always, we lose loads of time at the start because we're just chatting crap.
Yeah.
But yes, if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you have any opinions, what was your highs and lows of the season? But we're just going to go through ours now. So, Gary, give us we're going to go top 3 moments and then bottom 3. Actually, no. Third top, third lowest. Second top, second lowest. Top. Do you get what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah?
I think so.
So, third top moment of the season.
Third top moment. Oh, yeah. Okay. I think the third top moment has got to be, although the result was crap, Emmy's save against Forest on the line. Yeah. You know, where he just shouldn't have saved. Like, I know it's been voted for.
That was actually
save of the season. I couldn't believe my eyeballs. Do you know what I mean? It was like, I think it was a total fluke, right? But at the same time, he has flapped his hand down there because the chances of him actually stopping the ball from behind him is like got to be a billion to 1, man. It just looks like it's an incredible save. It really is.
Yeah, I've actually got the image, which I'm just going to try and save down. But yeah, that was an incredible save. And to be honest, like it was a weird one for Emmy this season, wasn't it? Because I feel like he's kind of had a bit of a just going to play something that's not play right now. He's had a bit of a weird season where we haven't felt like he's had the most amazing season ever. But at the same time, he's done stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which you kind of forget about.
Well, the thing is, when the highs are the highs with goalkeepers, like you take them for granted, don't you? And he's had such a great trajectory, really.
Yeah.
that any mistake, does stand out, and he's had probably 2 or 3 that have made him stand out. But I think he just deserves a mention, mate, because it could well be the last time we've ever seen him in a Villa shirt. And he deserves the plaudits because he's been, for me, arguably my favourite player, mate. Do you know what I mean? Over the last three seasons. So yeah, I mean that save. I remember watching it live and just going, it's the audacity of it. Do you know what I mean? Like you can see.
Yeah.
I think even in the reaction of the Forest fans behind the goal is absolutely brilliant.
Classic. It's a classic Emmy save, right? Like it's
Yeah.
just one of those where you just know he has absolutely no right to save it.
No.
Like yeah, you can see it down here. It's basically past his foot. It's that is.
Yeah. It's beyond.
I can't zoom. But that is absolutely ridiculous as a save. Like, how is he even looking at that? What the freaking hell's going here on the right? Oh, that's the Wolves player. That's a Wolves game. But anyway, it's absolutely that was an unreal save. But yeah, it's just a shame that the result didn't quite
go our way.
Match up. That, to be fair, that is probably my that probably leads us actually quite nicely onto that's probably my third. That's like my third level low.
Yeah.
Us losing to Forest 2-1 in the last whatever minutes of the game. I didn't actually even see their goals. I was doing Henry's back time. Like I was basically like, cool, yeah, we're good. 1-0, we're cruising. This is going to be absolutely fine. If I remember rightly, actually, they had a goal disallowed as well. If I remember rightly, I'm pretty sure.
I think they did. But
I was doing Henry, and then Graham comes in. He's like, "You're right, yeah." Like, and he's just smiling. I looked at him and going, "What?" And then he's just like, "Yeah, it's." I was like, "Don't tell me." I said, "I don't want to know." I said, "I know it's 1-1 now." And then before you know it, Jess is going, "Do you know what the score is?" And I was like, "I don't want to know." And then she goes, "Yeah, it's 2-1." I was like, "Are you kidding me right now? Like, what the hell?" So for me, obviously, it's a family thing, but also it's just we had that too many times this season. Really late goals to change results. That was the problem.
Yeah.
And it was because we weren't scoring enough. We said we weren't scoring enough, so we had to score 2 to win a game. Scoring 1 meant we probably draw it.
Thing is that Forest game in particular as well. We think about it, not only the manner of the defeat, but the decisions in the game. It's like lots of stuff online this week about. Obviously, do you remember the ghost goal against Sheffield United when we probably should have been relegated?
Yeah, honestly, everyone's going, "Oh, what comes around? What goes around comes around," and all that stuff. I'm like, hang on.
Look how many decisions we've had go against us this season. In the Forest game alone, we should have had a penalty when Morgan Rogers was pulled back right in the first half. The most blatant penalty you've ever seen and not given. And their second goal in that Forest game was a foul on Matty Cash. It was a foul. Like, look, and it's not given, and you kind of go, these are the key pinnacle moments, and now they've built up over time. So there's others that we'll probably go through in a bit, but yeah, those moments ultimately over the course of the season they're supposed to level out. But I feel like we've had some tough calls go against us this year. Like you got Juventus at home with the disallowed goal in the Champions League.
Oh man, yeah, that was
for what? For jumping with the goalkeeper. Do you know what I mean? It's like it was absolutely nuts. Oh look, matching mugs. Oh, mug friends.
mug friends.
So yeah,
I love that. I love how we both sipped in unison, so we went quiet.
Yeah.
It's great content. Amazing content.
Mate, there's people on that watch bloody a DJ, just not even a DJ with just a turntable turning round, and he's got 5.5 million views. Are you having a laugh?
Yeah. No, I also like. I mean, this is. I'm gonna now from today. We're gonna start putting these onto Spotify as well in audio format only. So if anyone's listening to this, then they don't know what we're talking about. But if you want to see us on YouTube, just go to our YouTube channel and you can see what's going on. But yeah, okay, right, yes, decisions have gone against us, but I think every team can probably say the same. I would say, so it's not just a unique case for us. It's just that that moment, and I'm going to say that is probably my second worst moment of the season. That's my second low. Is that Man U, that last game of the season? I think there was so much riding on it that it was between that and the Monaco game.
Oh God. Oh yeah, mate.
It was between them two because Monaco was just.
Do you remember for the Monaco game? I did a live, didn't I? Where I watched the whole game.
I'll put a card up if anyone wants to see Gary doing a live of the Monaco game, the game where absolutely nothing happened for 90 minutes, and you can see you could just watch a guy just going like this. It's just dreadful. It was so bad.
It was like I was sitting for a painting. I'm just looking at the thing, waiting for something to engage me. Oh God, it was terrible.
Yeah. But yeah, it was dreadful. But the Man U game, it just other than what I'll go over as my worst moment, it just felt sick. I just felt rubbish after it. I felt so downtrodden. I felt so solemn afterwards. I mean, now, like I said, I kind of got over it. I'm getting quite excited for a Europa League tournament that we might win, and a new season, and what's going to happen in the transfer window. But
yeah,
it still sucks.
Oh, gotcha, mate. Like, I just think again when you look at it, I think it's frustrating because we've seen such lack of consistency in how refs deal with games. Like, so, and this is for all teams where you have offsides that are blatantly offside that they allow the player to go on. We've had players get injured because of that, and before they blow the whistle. But for some reason on Sunday, this guy was so eager to blow for a free kick, and if you look at his position, there's no way the referee from where he is can see if that is a free kick or not.
He can't be sure. He can't be sure. I think that, and that's the problem, right? And that's why everyone's like, just let it run. And the thing I have with it, and I understand the black and white rules and the whole thing of like, if he's blowing the whistle, the ball's dead and all this kind of stuff. But just a bit of common sense would be helpful. Like, as in, it doesn't matter if the ref blows his whistle or not. It's going in. Like, no one's stopping it going in. Just allow the goal. It was the same with Liverpool. Was it last season where Salah's goal and it was called offside, but it wasn't offside? And it's like a bit of common sense. Just go back, award the goal. It was a goal. Like, no one's going to argue with that.
Look at that Liverpool decision against Spurs, that offside. That was. What is the point of VAR? Like, if the referee blows,
that's by the way, that while you're just saying there, Liverpool, Spurs, that's literally what I was saying.
Oh, okay.
It was called offside as the goal was ruled offside, but it was a mix up with the refs, and the game had played on, and because the game had restarted, they couldn't go back. And I was like, just go back. It's common sense. Like, no one's going to moan.
Yeah, because you want the right decision. No,
right decision. Exactly.
Like, this is my point. What is that nonsense of rules that once this has happened, they can't intervene? No, VAR should be able to intervene at any point to make sure that you've got the right decision and you go back. Like,
say, for instance, like I can't remember what year it was. Ages ago. I'm sure it was an Arsenal game, and I'm sure one of the wrong Arsenal player got sent off. Yes. Was it Gibbs?
No, it was Oxlade-Chamberlain against Chelsea. That was, mate.
Yeah, and he got sent off
for a handball on the line. And it was Morgan, and it was Gibbs that got sent off. So
yeah, exactly right. Yeah, and so it's literally like if you notice an error like that, you go back and you just change it. You just quickly change it. You just go, yeah, cool, honest mistake. Like, change it. It just drives me mad. It's like football isn't that black and white, and it shouldn't be. There should be an element of just common sense and an element of sporting gesture. It's like when Bielsa let us score, against Leeds. It's stuff like that. That's what makes football great. And having all these like little nuance, caveat rules and loopholes in rules, it's just bullshit.
This is the problem with it, mate. I think what you have is officiating that is going down almost like a degree level to get it. Do you know what I mean? Where they're educating these people to knowing the laws of the game and how they're written to then put that into a game scenario when like you say, it's so unpredictable and actually it doesn't fit the exact right. And there's so much more common sense in football, and you don't understand that necessarily as an official if you haven't played the game at that level. It's a bit like kind of it. because, like you say, the scenarios that happen, people. You talk about intent with red cards when they slow them down. But most players that know, like when tackles go in, they know when it's intentional. And so if you had someone that could see, you see people slip over. The classic case, just bring it back, when JJ got sent off against Bournemouth, that tackle, look, it's not a yellow card. The guy cuts across him and he accidentally clips his ankles.
Yeah.
There's no intent there. You can see, and yet he still and you can't overturn that because it's a yellow card. Now, again, if you're making a mistake, you're making a mistake. Who's watching that and going, "That's a red card"? It's not.
Yeah,
It's
exactly.
like,
Yeah, they have this whole thing about re-reffing the game, right? And I'm like, well, it's not re-reffing the game; it's simply correcting decisions that are wrong. Like
yeah,
it's not just a subjective decision. It's wrong. Like no one's gonna.
yeah.
That's not under the eyes of the law. That is not a yellow card or a red to be a red or whatever it is. But anyway, yeah. I mean, we could go on forever about that.
Well, mate, there's some content for us. We need to do a thing on VAR because I can swear to God we could talk about
Oh
that.
God, no! I don't want to do a thing on VAR. I mean, the thing is with refs, we said it the same. Like, and you said about people who have played the game should be refs and stuff. I mean, they've been saying that for 10, 15 years. And it's still just not. If that was going to happen, it would have now happened.
No,
we would have had to do.
yeah.
But no one wants to be a ref. No one
No.
in the game wants to be a ref. Why would you want to be a ref?
Yeah.
Anyway, what's your number 2 top moment?
Number 2 top moment. My number 2 top moment is has got to be, and he's going to rank this, and he's not even with us anymore. It frustrates me, but it's Duran's winner against Everton, mate. That goal is something of like. If you watch it, like the fact that it won us the game, it's the fact that no one else in a Villa shirt is prepared to shoot outside the box, right? And it's what 30 yards out, and he just cuts across it, and it is a thing of beauty, right? And
well, like we said, I think obviously John McGinn won goal of the season, and I found it quite hard to pick between those two. But you couldn't pick John Duran because he's no longer at the club.
At the club,
but and I know it was a fantastic goal. There was something about the John McGinn one for me though that it gave us the hope in that game, right? And it was basically like, we're going to do this. I literally went to you. I turned to you. I was like, Gary, we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to fucking do this. And it was absolutely incredible because without that goal, that game kind of potentially peters out a bit. But with that goal, it just gave us this absolute momentum. And I just thought we were going to do it. But
I think
the John Duran goal was an amazing strike.
With that Paris game, it's difficult for me to put it as my favourite moment because we didn't go through. If we'd have gone through, like a big numerous point like that would have made it my favourite moment. But it was such an anticlimax in the end. It was all this butts and Neely's, wasn't it? But that Duran goal, because it won us the game, like this is what football's about. Do you know what I mean? It's about moments.
I tell you what, that's the thing with John Duran, right? It's everyone like talks about and said, okay, there was the goal scoring to minutes and all this kind of thing, and they were really good. But the thing that he did was he scored big goals, deciding goals in games. Yeah. There were massive, massive moments.
Yeah. That one for me, like you say, because the whole thing about it, if you look at it, like as a video match the day montage that you want one for the cameras, like you've got Pickford who's diving full stretch, right? He's taken 3 steps to try and get, and it's just pinging the top corner, mate. You're struggling to see a better goal. Like I say, if he'd have been at the club still, that for me would have arguably been goal of the season. You know what I mean? So
I'll keep on trying to find a picture of it, by the way. But every picture I do, it's the wrong format to be able to present it in this platform. So it's really annoying. So that's why we were going tiny and big just now. If you were looking at that, it was
just. And if you're listening to on Spotify, you won't know.
And then so we've each got our top low of the season.
Mate.
Now, Gary, yours. I mean, it's your favourite player, so it had to be. It was going to be a Watkins moment, right?
Mate, look at it. Still, like he's on the. It's still burnt into my retinas. I don't understand.
I don't.
He's got time to take a touch there if he wants to and smash it in with his left foot. Like there's so much.
Well, this was the time. This was the time. It was early on the season. This was our only Premier League loss at home. I think this season, and it was early on the season. Watkins went on a bit of a barren
Mate,
spell to
just
start the
look
season.
at Rodgers' reaction to that. Look at his reaction. Like hands up, like you cannot
He's
believe
literally like, how have you missed?
like that is like an under-9s game where you pass it to the striker who can't kick a
Yeah,
football. And
you've not even got anyone else. You haven't got anyone else trying to get forward because they're like, look at Onana, bottom left. Watch him. Watch Onana. This is brilliant. He's literally got hands up. He's celebrating. Oh no. Oh god. Yeah, everyone's got hands in the mouth, and he's just smiling. He's just nervously smiling, isn't he?
Mate, we can talk about Matty Cash's like a horrendous back pass they got Emery sent off it on Sunday, but that for me is almost cost us Champions League football because if that goal goes in, similar to the Man United one, we do not lose that game. I'm telling you, we were absolutely all over them first half, and like it was Rodgers' man of the match performance, and that is it should have been a perfect goal. And
even Declan Rice, look at the bottom. He's got his hands. He's literally like, oh my god.
Yeah, you're right. Even Declan Rice is like,
Declan Rice goes to go, what are you doing? And then goes, oh my god, he's missed. That's quite bad. It's so bad. Obviously, we will talk about the whole Watkins debate. Probably, I think next week. I think we're going to do a special on Monday around players that we would keep, loan, or sell. We'll be doing that on Monday, and I think obviously one of the debates will be that Watkins point.
As it's replaying, mate. Obviously, it's burnt into my. I can't that was like August, and it's still in my head. Like I remember that as if it was yesterday.
I think also it's not the only one he did right. There's been a lot of that. There's been quite a lot. That was probably the worst, but there's been quite a lot.
Well, that's the first of the 33 massive chances, but that is the one that stayed with me. Honestly, I close my eyes at night and still see that. Do you know what I mean? Like it's just even I'd have scored that.
Yeah, it's not great. It's not great. And then for me, biggest low of the season. Tyrone Mings, absolute mentalist. That's you know what, right? You look at those two moments there, and you're like, how can that happen in one season? Just let alone them two. And it's just like, what is he doing? And the thing for me with this, right? And obviously, it didn't affect us going through. We lost the game because of it, because they weren't going to score otherwise. But it was the worldwide stage of it. It was also, if I remember, was it his first game back?
It was his first game back, and it's his first game in the Champions League.
It's just like this. It was the worldwide stage. Everyone at work and everyone I know is like, what you like? They're just like, you're a laughing stock. We just feel like a laughing stock.
But in this game, mate, he also. Well, he made up for it though, didn't he? When we played them again, he had that clearance off the line in the away leg.
But Emery didn't play him for a few games after this. He lost trust. He basically says the worst thing.
Emery was fuming because this is like Sunday school stuff, and it like you see.
Well, he says the worst thing he's ever seen in his career. Yeah. Worst thing he's ever seen.
What is he thinking, mate? What is he thinking? Like, just look at Emery. What is he thinking?
I don't know.
Like, what goes through his mind in that moment? Like, just wow.
It's
just put your foot on the ball.
I don't understand why he's picking it up. I just don't get what he's doing. I don't know. Anyway, I think we've both got the same top moment. We've both got the same highlight, which was Bayern Munich.
Mate.
So this is a 1.5 minute video that I took at the game. I haven't actually watched it, so I have no idea how it sounds or looks or anything. So let's just take this in for a minute and a half. Still not sure about them jackets. sure we have the champions come on in the song in this video.
At least we got it right this time for the first one. Oh, mate! Listen to Goose Pimples, mate. Unreal it was. Absolutely unreal. Is that me?
That was me. Mate.
That's amazing.
You know what's sad?
Mate.
We're not gonna get that this season. We're not gonna get that next season.
But the thing is, mate, I said to you, and I've said to you for probably the last 10 years, mate, that is, I dreamt of that night. Do you know what I mean? Many times, and I know we haven't got it this year, but to experience that was on another level, mate. It was, and of course we're hungry for more, and that's why I'm still disappointed by the end results of the season, because to lose out on goal difference sucks really on that Champions League place. Yeah. And all we can do now is dust ourselves off, and we've got 2 chances to get there again.
I'm positive that in the next 3 years now we'll get it again, and we'll do it. And hopefully we'll cement it in there. We'll get it. We won't get it every season because I think we will always be fighting in there for it, and I think there's other teams that are growing as well. But we'll be in the mix, which is amazing, just absolutely incredible considering where we've been over the last 2, 3, even the last decade. It's absolutely incredible that we are in that conversation. And even just watching that, then the hairs on my beard and my arms and everything were just standing on end.
Well, I remember that my best memory of that, obviously, because I took my daughter, and obviously she watched us get relegated in 2015-16 when she was 6, 7, and I remember saying to me at the last game of the season when we got relegated, she was like, "This is crap, Dad." Or exact words. And so to go from that, where we didn't see a win that season because the only win that we had at home was against Norwich, and we were on holiday, so we didn't see anything. To walk out of Villa Park on that night in the Champions League with that music and the atmosphere, like even her, she was just blown away, mate. I remember she said that was on another level. So walking back from the ground, the buzz, even during just the atmosphere during the game, we both couldn't speak afterwards. Like it was just.
I remember middle of the game. I think it was about 50 or 60 minutes, and me just turning to you, going, "We're going toe to toe with Bayern Munich in the Champions League. Like, what is happening?" I was literally like, "What am I part of here? What am I witnessing? This is bonkers, absolutely mental." And then obviously John Duran. So I think the moment was my top moment was that when they were walking out. That's why I had that. It's just incredible. Like singing that music was just surreal.
Cool.
Obviously the John Duran goal was just limbs. Absolutely. It was just the whole evening. The whole evening.
If you remember, for the goal, we had such a great view, didn't we? Because as Torres played the ball, we could just see it. And I think I went, hit it first time, and it just, poof. It was brilliant. But that game at the start, if you remember, because the first time I was like, what's going on with the stats? It has like fouls.
Fouls suffered? What's this about in the Champions League? We haven't talked about this. And I've always said I want to talk about this.
Yeah.
Fouls suffered? Well, why are we like... Are we like translating from French to English when it comes to the Champions League? Because it just makes no sense. Suffered. I don't even know what that means. I don't even know. Does that mean that I've suffered a foul on me?
Yeah. Is that against us?
Giving one away? I don't know. I don't know what foul suffered means. Like, if anyone's watching this still at half an hour, can you let us know down in the comments what the freaking hell is foul suffered?
Yeah, and also then you've got the pass completion coming up every 30 seconds, and obviously for the first 20 minutes of that game, mate, I thought we were going to get battered because Bayern absolutely played at a pace that we could not live with. Like we just couldn't get near the ball. I think they had something like 300 passes in the first 20 minutes, and we had 70, 50 or whatever. Like you just go, oh, okay. welcome to the Champions League. But obviously they had a couple of half chances which they didn't take, and then we grew into the game. And after about 25 minutes, we kind of got up to the pace. And then it was Watkins. Probably there should have been a sending off where he was hanked down by their centre half. If you remember, he was clean through, and the guy just rugby tackled him. You know, but another crappy decision by stupid referees. But other than that, the whole, like you say, it was the whole occasion. Like it was. I'll never ever forget it. After, you know, what was it, more or less 40 odd years to the day that we played them.
I mean, I wasn't alive.
42.
So...
No, I was 3. So it was it had everything. It's a perfect Champions League night, and the result counted, didn't it? So, like I say, it was coming back from that. That's a memory that's been created with my daughter that I'll never ever forget. You know, we'll talk about all the time for probably our dying days, mate. So
yeah, I mean, the obviously the Champions League was probably overall the biggest highlight of the season. Like, amazing run. The nights we had at Villa Park, the results we got, we didn't lose at home. It was stunning. The Celtic game, like, it was 2-0 up, 2-2. It was tight.
Yeah.
The Juventus game where there was obviously the goal disallowed at the end.
Robbed.
Bologna,
We were
unfortunately, I missed. Yeah, no, unfortunately, Bologna I missed. But, you know, it was an incredible campaign, absolutely incredible. And I'm just hoping the Europa League, if we can get up. It sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? I'm worried that we won't be able to get up for the Europa League as fans. And I'm like,
mate, I was looking at the potential pots for the Europa League, and there's some decent teams in there. You've got like Roma. Like,
there is. I would still say that we're like top 2, top 3 favourites for the
mate,
tournament.
we mentioned this before. Let's face it,
as long as we don't meet Palace.
Yeah, I'm just dreading it, mate, because Emery seems to go. Maybe he's got a thing with Glasner. Like, I'll just do the same thing over and over again, and it won't work. Right, so I'm hoping that Crystal Palace sell all their players, and we get like so Eze leaves, Wharton leaves,
so we buy them basically to try and like avoid any kind of knockout. We just basically buy them just so they can't use them. We don't even play them.
Maybe that's Emery's plan, just to buy their best players and use them against them.
But anyway, I'm going to call it there. Hopefully, everyone's enjoyed that. That was us just reliving our top 3 low moments and top 3 high moments of the season. As always, like I said, let us know down in the comments what your top 3 and low 3 were. You know, let us know if there's anything that we've missed or anything that you feel is a bigger low than Watkins missing from the penalty spot or Mings handballing the ball just randomly in a Champions League match. Obviously, like I said, Europa League next season. We will be back. We hope. We're thinking Monday. We should be back. Hopefully, we just need to do a bit of logistics for a, like I said, keep, sell, or loan around the squad. So we'll be back on Monday for that.
And the Watkins debate, mate, it needs to be.
Oh yeah, that Watkins debate will be part of it, because it'll be like, do we loan him? Do we sell him? I mean, we're not loaning him. No one's loaning Ollie Watkins. No. But anyway, that's it, Gaz.
That's it, mate. It's been a pleasure. I'll see you on Monday. Back in my home with decent Wi-Fi, and this has been entertaining.
It's held up pretty well. If I'm honest.
Yeah,
right.
Sing us out. Every week we follow the boys in claret and blue. Peace.
Cheers.